We welcome you to Alma, Arkansas. We're in the top of the first. First one up to bat was Jaden Johnson. He hit a grounder into the second base, and he was thrown out at first, and Ty Holt just went pop up to center. Sean Holland, Keith Holt with you here in Crawford County at Alma. Here comes the 3-hole Jackson Cole playing left field today.
Yeah, we talked yesterday about Alma's pitchers, how, they're down to 2. They lost 2 of them through the pitch counts. Greenwood did as well. But if you can get into their bullpen again, I think you got a chance to take care of business.
Jackson Cole looks at 0-1.
Breaking ball over the middle. You see the wind blowing hard, kind of in towards the right field corner / dugout, right side dugout area, blowing hard. So it could be an adventure if the ball is hit up in the air.
Here comes the 0-2. That's high. 1-2 now.
That's usually a setup pitch. He went high fastball and then looked for something soft away.
This one's hit towards short. And it ate him up. And Cole is safely aboard with 2 out here in the top of the first.
Did that hit the fielder or did that hit something on the ground?
I think it may have hit the mound first and then hit the fielder.
Gotcha.
Nonetheless, that brings up our lefty, Zach Zitzman, in the 4-hole today. Playing right field. High for ball 1.
First inning, it's indicative of high pitches is you're just overthrowing. I'm sure the pitcher, Alma needs to win this game, try to preserve a split with Greenwood, conference opening series.
That one's in there for a called strike.
It's the same like yesterday. The big problem offensively was just not swinging at fastballs. And, so far, Greenwood doing better, even though we see Zach right now, takes a fastball. He doesn't miss that one. Hits it well to left field. The wind's going to hold it up, keep it in the air. And that's going to be the 3rd out. No runs, no hits, 1 error. Greenwood will take the field. And on the mound will be Aaron Taylor, sophomore. First conference start this year. Oh.
That better?
That's better. You think people can hear now?
Well, I can hear.
Oh, good. Going around the infield, you've got a little bit of defensive changing going on today. Campbell's going to be at first base. Cooper Webb at second base. Brady Morgan's kind of your pillar at shortstop. Holland, third base. Left field, Cole. Center field, Fry, which, he's earned that. Made a diving catch yesterday and kind of a jumping catch in the gap. Saved some runs. And then Zitzman, senior's in right field. And then your battery is going to be Aaron Taylor, sophomore, number 16, with Ty Holt, also sophomore, number 24. So, the key is going to be throw strikes, let them put the ball in play good defense behind them, and don't walk people.
It's hard to defend against the walk, Keith.
It is. And just, we saw it yesterday where walks score. I mean, it's an old adage that you just can't walk people. And, if you get away with 1, it better be 2 outs if you do. And then, because Greenwood saw it's hard to string together multiple hits even at the high school level. Schedule change for this week. Greenwood will play Fayetteville Thursday at home at Greenwood. They were set to play Huntsville Friday. Coach saw an opportunity to get a chance to play Fayetteville, number 1 team in the state. And just see if they can make Greenwood better. So Thursday will be Fayetteville at home.
Looking forward to that matchup.
Especially when you see, Fayetteville having 2 or 3 hog commits, some Division I players, and it's just a landing spot for athletes in Northwest Arkansas.
Right. This is their first baseman today, I believe. Number 9. And I'm looking for their roster again. Driscoll, I believe.
Yes. Wind's kind of shifting directly towards the dugout now.
That one's in there for called strike. 1-1 now.
Oh,
just missed.
I didn't think it was down. I thought maybe out, but not down.
Swing and a miss. 2-2 now.
No, it's not down. No, Ty's just being nice and making sure he agrees with the umpire. You don't want to disagree.
Not this early in the game.
Not this early.
Swing fouled over towards the left side. Two count. Off speed didn't trick or fool Driscoll. Now usually you'll come back with a fastball. Another off speed up. Going to be out of play. Defensively, outfield's playing straight up. This one's hit up back towards Cole, underneath it to make the out.
Ball's just not going to travel in the air today, John. It's just the wind blowing so hard in. Once it gets up here and, it's flat coming off the river. I mean, the bottoms down here say this is a floodplain. I mean, the wind is just howling.
It is.
Yes, he did. Check him. Yeah. Ty's going to question it. He thinks it hit his back right foot, but it was a curveball that he swung at. It was a back leg curve. Oh, he's going to call safe. Did he say he went?
No.
Yes, he went. 0-1.
There we go.
You got 311 down the lines here and 363, 353. It looks like a 5. Maybe they're trying to turn into a 6. And then 360 in center. So it's not a huge park, but today, as we see another strike come in, it's going to be very big with that wind blowing in.
Mm-hmm. Swing and got him. That's 2 down here in the bottom of the first.
In the game within the game, Taylor and English have played baseball together for a long time. So I'm sure there's always, you got 9-on-9, but there's always those 1-on-1 battles that you like to see win as well.
Right.
Good pitch. Ooh.
That's inside. 1-2.
Saying it's down. It's not down. Yeah, that's not down. Yesterday we had side to side. Today it's up and down.
This one hit right towards Morgan, and he grabs it and makes the out, and that brings an end to the inning. We'll go to the top of the second here in just a minute. We welcome you back here, top of the second inning. Wilson on the bump for Alma, and Cooper Webb on deck. It'll be Webb, Brewer, Holland due up. Swing and a miss.
A little early for Webb. You know, Coach channeling his inner Van Horn, going lefty with Zisman, righty, then lefty with Brewer, then righty, and then lefty with Taylor, left, right, left. Oh, let's see, that one was low. He called those low earlier. That one was low. And all we want from and this is the thing you want every game, it's just consistency for both sides. And right now it's kind of a floating zone.
And rung him up. That's one away for the Bulldogs, and here comes Braden Brewer, lefty. He is the DH today.
Every Ward had a walk-off game-winning hit down the left field line. Scorching little bloop. We see Cash Wilson filling up the zone. Greenwood hitters just need to go up there aggressive, sit on fastball.
That one outside. 1-1 the count. Having a little bit of trouble with our score ticker.
It ought to be easy now because no one scored.
Well, it says it's 0-2.
No, he did not. Yeah, he can't call that from over there. You shouldn't even ask him because he can't see it unless he swung all the way around, which by that time the umpire behind the plate sees it.
Yeah. 2-1 the count now for Brewer. Outside, 3-1.
Base runners. Get up and down the lineup, get guys on base. We talked about the middle to bottom. Has to be competitive up and down the lineup. Ball's up. We ball four. Brewer draws a walk. So you have one out. Brewer at first base, and that'll bring up Holland.
Scott, the right-handed senior, committed to Central Baptist University.
Nope. Good read by Brewer. The bunt, did he pull back or did he offer?
I think he offered. Called strike, if not.
No, they give it a ball. So we'll take that. Ball one, outside, pull back. Now a base hit scores him.
Called strike.
Usually the catcher has to catch it. Now, I know it's not. You're like, well, what if it's a strike? Well, that's true. But usually if it is, your catcher catches it.
Yeah.
That's why we call him a catcher, not a misser.
The name implies.
It's very much implied, yeah.
Holland looks at 0-2. Inside, rung him up on 3 pitches. Here comes Aaron Taylor, the pitcher for today.
Can help himself out.
2 outs. And Brewer out at second.
Outfield deep enough. You think he's going to have a chance to score if Taylor could just hit it hard enough and get it out to the outfield.
Somewhere green would be nice.
Find some grass.
In there for a called strike.
Taylor refusing to come out of the box, just going to sit there and wait. Make Mr. Wilson come right at you.
Outside, 1-1 now.
Taylor in the driver's seat now, up in the count.
Yep, 2-1.
Wilson doesn't get traditional signs. He gets the taps. Catcher will tap his mask, chest, knee, and then one of those is hot, and he'll count the taps, and then that way he knows it's either 1, 2, or 3.
Taylor fouls that one off back towards the fence.
Check swing, kind of a no-no. Yesterday we talked about how they just weren't yes. They weren't prepared to swing. We were late in getting fooled, and today we just have to be more aggressive. Greenwood hitters have got to go up there with a yes mentality. They're going to swing until the pitch happens, and then they determine it's a ball.
Up high. Full count now for Taylor.
That'll be a walk, and
Yep.
Parker Brandt will come in and run for Aaron Taylor. He'll be the courtesy runner for the pitcher. And Fry's average is not great, but it does not show the amount of barrels and quality at bats he's had. Like, he hits the ball hard. We saw it when he's got the only home run on the year, and he's been snake bitten. We call it snake bitten, where he just can't buy a hit right now. So we're waiting for it just any day now, one of those things to drop in. Grant with a good lead. Daly's going to play behind him.
And Wilson spins around, checks the runners. Here comes the 0-1. Fry hits it off and goes out into the parking lot.
Now his out pitch has been the curveball. And we've seen it be called high and low, so you just got to protect here. If you see spin and it's going to come over the plate. You got to be way late and foul it off, or way early, foul it off, and get a better pitch. That'll work.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably going to be high, but you just don't know. Never let the umpire decide. And we've seen Wilson when he misses with his fastball, he's been missing high. He'll probably come right back with the curveball. That is his best pitch, his out pitch. It's fooled several Greenwood batters today. There it was.
And that is it for the top of the second. 2 left on board as we go into the middle now.
Already way too many strikeouts for Greenwood. Greenwood's got to be more competitive at the plate. Taylor, your typical left-handed pitcher. He's, they always say they're not in their right mind. He's out there getting the rubber. He's got to be just right for him. Still hasn't thrown his first warm-up pitch yet. You have Easton Daly at the plate. Yesterday they were able to keep him off balance. Can't let him get extended, even though today with the wind blowing in, maybe it's just a fly ball today.
Mm-hmm.
So the wind shifted. It looks like the flag's blowing in right towards the Alma dugout at first base, kind of maybe a little bit towards the corner. Starts him off with off speed, low. Good job of Daly laying off.
Swing and a miss for Daly.
It's going to be a strike, but I think he was sitting fastball. He was way early on that pitch.
1-1 now to count. This one towards third. Holland scoops, sends it over, and records the out. 5-3.
Good job of him coming in. It doesn't look like it's thick grass, and it played slow.
And that'll bring the pitcher to the plate. Wilson.
Is Wilson a senior as well?
I think that's right. In there for called strike one.
I know Coach Fry and his staff have worked well. They get these guys in the summer. They play several games. We see Wilson hit it up in the air. It's in foul territory.
Oh. And Holland tripped over the line trying to make a play for it.
Joey got him. Sniper in center field got him.
Loud strike. 0-2 now for Wilson. Here comes the pitch from Taylor. It's hit towards second, and Webb gloves it, gets it over in time to record the out.
Webb almost a little too patient and almost non-aggressive. Again, this infield it looks, from our vantage point, it looks thin and looks hard, but man, that's two balls that just haven't gone anywhere.
Yeah. Michael Taylor now to bat for Alma. No relation to Aaron that I can come up with. This one's up towards right.
Zach lost it. Zach never saw it.
Never saw it. But it is going to hit the fence over towards right field. Almost a lucky souvenir for a fan parked out there.
Yeah, he couldn't see it. It got caught up in the fans' white T-shirts and stuff. He lost it completely. I mean, he never moved. He just throws his hands up, and lucky that ball had some masse. Went over towards the fence, out of bounds, no damage other than a strike.
0-1 for Michael Taylor. And here comes Aaron Taylor with the pitch, and that's in 1-1 now.
I don't know who told me. I talked to somebody, and we were talking about, Mike Vance Sr., and he's been doing this a long time.
Swing and a miss, 1-2 now.
And you got the guy Paul behind the plate yesterday. He's out in the field, your umpires for today's game.
That one fouled off, stuck in the fence over there just in front of the home stands.
That looked good from Aaron. Aaron, that looked like that had a little velocity. Usually, he's pretty steady. He's going to be around 78 to 80, 81. That looked up a little upper 70s to low 80s right there. He brought it.
Here comes the 1-2.
Got him.
In there, strike three. That ends the bottom of the second.
Yeah.
Back to the top of the lineup when we come back to bat. No commercials. We welcome you back here, Greenwood Sports Center. Sean Holland, Keith Holt here with you here in Alma, Arkansas. Top of the lineup for the Bulldogs, Campbell. Swinging, strike one.
Second time through, you think everybody's seen the zone. They know it's going to, if it's close, you've got to be aggressive.
That one hit towards third, gloved well, and sent over in time to record the out.
And it's got to be easy if you're an infielder knowing that Daly's over there. He's a big boy to throw to. Like you could throw it left or right or high a few feet, and he's still going to be there to catch it.
And that's yesterday's starting pitcher Driscoll over at third today.
2 strikes. Campbell just had to take a hack at it.
That brings up Ty Holt, number 2 hitter and catcher. Called strike.
God.
Oh, 2 now for Holt.
Coach from Alma calling pitches. Got the scouting report on the players. They make sure they try to give them different sequences. Hey, you better protect. Don't let him decide. Holt working the count back to 2-2. As a pitcher, this is when you want to come at them. You don't want to go 3-2.
Holt done well in the preseason and swings at 2-2 offering for strike 3.
Not a good at bat. Missed the fastball early, even though, you know he's been catching. He knows that strike zone floats a little bit.
Here comes Jackson Cole, playing left field today. That one's over but low, 1-0.
And it's both ways. It's not like we're arguing that the calls aren't consistent just Greenwood's way. It's all day.
Mm-hmm. That one's up high, 2-0 now for Cole.
Who's going to strike first? Boxing match. They've both kind of been moving around the ring, jabbing a little bit.
That one fouled out of play.
I was told before the game by an older gentleman that the ball finds white vehicles. Like if there's a car, like yesterday in Greenwood, it hit right in the middle of a white Sentra or Civic. He said, "You better watch out. If you got a white car, it's going to hit it." Yeah, I don't know the logic behind that.
Protecting swing, still 2-2 now. The van has several dents in it.
Yes, it's white and blue. Another strikeout for Greenwood.
And that'll end it for the Bulldogs here in the top of the third. Howell, Peters, and Curd coming to the plate for Alma.
Bottom of their lineup. And again, it's going to come down to who's going to strike first and put pressure on the other team. No, right now, neither defense or pitchers had a little pressure put on them. Taylor's thrown 2 innings, had 2 strikeouts, thrown 24 pitches. Cash Wilson's thrown 3 innings, thrown 47 pitches, 29 for strikes, has 5 strikeouts, 2 walks. Neither one of those walks hurt him too bad. I think Greenwood's, so far, they've got the only person at second base. We've done it once, correct? We had one guy at second base. Brewer. He walked.
Walked and then stole second. And here we come to the bottom of the third. Here comes Pearson Howell, yesterday's closing pitcher for Alma.
And he did well. He really did. I mean, until Greenwood walked it off, he was kind of in control.
Taylor in there for a called strike 1.
I think he was on the mound last year when Greenwood got beat by Alma late.
Yes. Up high. 1-1 now for Taylor.
It's just been, you hope the defense don't get on their heels. It's just been kind of a ho-hum atmosphere. It hadn't
swing and a miss.
Hadn't been exciting. It's just kind of, there's no excitement in there, not from the crowds, not from the dugouts. It's just kind of ho-hum.
I'm excited.
Oh, I can tell. You wear it well.
Over but low, 2 and... Did he call that strike 2?
1 and 2? No.
That one's up, and Cole is after it, and he makes a grab. Here comes Kyle Peters, who came in yesterday and replaced in there for called strike 1 on Peters.
Another strike. Aaron Taylor quickly up 0-2. Got him. Holt does a good job of hanging on. It was a foul tip, but Holt caught it. Batter's confused. He doesn't understand that the catcher caught it.
Bunt foul. Coach Brandon Brewer over to retrieve it.
Talk about the run rule. What is the run rule in baseball?
20 at any time. I think it's 12 after 5.
12 after 5.
High 1-1.
2 outs. You just need some energy. You need something good to happen so somebody, hopefully Greenwood, gets some momentum. We see a base hit there. Eats up Webb at second base. Going to be, that's tough. That was hard hit. It was backhand side. I don't know if that was a routine ball. You think a hit or error?
I'm going to say, as bad as I don't want to, I'm going to have to say error.
Yeah, he should have made that.
Yeah. And whoever's running our game changer agrees.
Is that what they put it at?
Yeah. So E4 allows the runner.
And we talked about if you can have walks or errors, 2 outs are when they need to happen. But right now, I almost got the top of their lineup up.
This is Driscoll playing third base today. And that jammed him up, and it's out of play over towards the first base side. And we'll get our spectator out of his chair. And
that's not just a spectator. That's athletic director Burns.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Now, he is from Ozark? Is that right?
He's from Alma. But yes, his brother just came from Ozark, and he's
Right.
going to be one of the new assistant coaches.
Okay.
Got him there. Half swing, foul ball.
You've seen the Ozark Hillbillies logo.
Oh, yeah.
If anyone should be a coach at Ozark, to follow what the logo looks like. Great guy. 0-2 the count. Here it comes from Aaron Taylor. Struck him out. And that ends the threat and the third inning. That'll bring us to the top of the fourth. It'll be Zitzman, Webb, and Brewer for the Bulldogs. Welcome you back here to Alma and Greenwood High School baseball. Good crowd for Greenwood.
It is, and they've got to watch a very quiet, unproductive 3 innings from both sides as we start the top of the fourth with Zitzman at the plate. Wilson throwing a really good game, throwing a lot of strikes. Neither team's been able to put anything together. Who's going to strike first? I hope it's Greenwood.
Certainly.
We are not impartial.
No. Zitzman with an 1-0 count now. That one's upstairs.
You think? Was it up or out or?
Well, we'll watch it here.
Gotcha.
On the next one.
Yeah, we get the center field perspective.
Swung at that one.
That's not a 2-0 pitch you want to swing at.
Two-one now for Zitzman.
Probably going to see a breaking ball here. Yep. Outside corner.
Outside corner. 2-2.
Did it make it back to the corner?
I can't say with any level of certainty that it did.
I think the umpire feels your pain.
That one is hit up towards third base, and Driscoll makes a snag in foul territory to put Zitzman away. Here comes Webb.
Need Greenwood bats to get going. This is kind of the second game in a row that they've been quiet. We watched them compete and do well at even in Benton, they were hitting good pitching. Put the ball in play, doing well, and conference, you think you'd just carry that momentum through into conference, and we just haven't hit well the last 2 days.
Webb looks at an outside pitch for 1-0.
Looks like a change up.
Swing and a miss.
Let's go, dugout, let's go.
Change up.
2-1 now for Webb. Ducked out of the way of that one.
Fastball.
And this one has found green surface in left field, and Cooper Webb is on with a single here in the top of the fourth. That brings up lefty Braden Brewer. Too many B names.
Yeah, Brandon Brewer was hitting. They may get him on a ineligibility issue. I'm sure he'd love to be playing right now.
Wilson checks on Webb over at first. Now he'll bring it. 1-0. Loose ball,
Go
and
three.
Webb is rounding second, coming to third.
We talked about it, earlier. Who's going to strike first? It doesn't matter if they give it to us. Webb starts off with a one-out single. Error by who was there? Probably the pitcher threw it away. So error on the pitcher. We saw that yesterday happen. Same kind of situation. Now Brewer just needs to hit something hard. Find either pull it past the drawn-in infield or hit it to the outfield.
That one's low. 2-0. Now for Braden Brewer. Ball 4.
Well, now that just opens up to where you can do so much. With Holland's speed, you can safety squeeze, you can drag bunt, safety squeeze. You can leave early at first. You can just wait for him to get a single, double, triple, or home run. I mean, there's so much you can wait, let him walk after, an error on the pitcher and then 4 straight balls. There's so much can happen right here. I don't know which one I'd choose.
I'll take anything positive.
I'll go with that. Webb's going to get his walking lead as the pitcher delivers. Tried the bunt. Took off a little early. When you do that, your eyes just move, and he just barely missed the ball. He was trying to push it to the second baseman, which would have that might have got to the outfield because the second baseman was going towards second base.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Called a ball. 1-1 now.
Sure
Holland
was.
offered and pulled back. Holland shows bunt.
Did the old tricky trick. Fake the throw to first. You can do that in high school. Kids don't see it because you can't do it in travel ball. So when they do see it in high school, it looks new to them.
Allen shows bunt early, pulls back and hits one.
That's going to be down. No.
It's underneath the right fielder, makes the catch. Webb makes the tag, and he's headed towards home. Will he get there in time? He does. The catcher dropped the ball.
Yep, the ball. Now, here's going to be the issue. The ball brought him up the line. The ball brought him up the line and brought the catcher. It ain't that Webb ran over him. It's that Webb was going to home plate, and the catcher completely blocked it before.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be there till the ball gets there. He was blocking the line before the ball got there. He can't be there. That's baseball. Catcher can't be there until he has the ball. What a man. It looked bad, but you know the rule is, and they have this all the way down. The catcher has to set up in front of home plate. As he receives it, he can move to the line. The problem was the catcher was behind home plate. As the ball came in, he moved to the line and then went to catch it on the line. Oh, that's horrible! That's bad!
That is a terrible call here.
Catcher can't sit up in the baseline. Just follow the rules. It's not even a judgment call.
And oddly enough, that probably won't change anyone's minds, and that'll bring us to the top of the, or the bottom of the fourth.
Right.
Well, in a battle not won after Brewer pled his case, and truly it's not, it did not go in the favor of the Bulldogs, and here's why. Keith, explain the rule for it.
It's a safety issue. You know, there's not supposed to be any collisions at home, but it starts with the catcher, not the base runner, the catcher. The implied line from the runner to home plate is a straight line, which Cooper Webb's running down the line. The catcher cannot sit in the line unless he has the ball. Like, he has to be completely out of the way of the line until he has the ball. Well, in everybody's opinion except the Blues, he was set up in the line to wait for the ball. He never moved, and as the ball gets there, Cooper Webb is 2 steps away and he runs in. It was a clumsy run in. It wasn't that he barreled him over, and they just collided. But that's why the rule's in place, so that collision never happens. Mm-hmm. And if it does happen, the catcher is coming from the inside of the plate and makes the tag.
And a good explanation, and despite our best efforts to try to remain as calm as possible, even in these situations, that kind of really gets under your skin when things like that happen.
And I'm pretty sure I promised the umpire I'd send him the video, so I've got to get his email or phone number so I can and the reason I know it is because I've got a catcher for a son. I mean,
right.
And it's a safety. It's not would you get an advantage? You don't get an advantage staying in the line other than blocking the plate. So it's a safety issue, and their catcher was not set up
We saw a play similar to that earlier in the season. I can't remember where it was, but same type of situation. And that call was completely opposite. Runner scored. But same set of circumstances. I believe maybe it was Mina.
Yes.
Aaron Taylor 2-0 outside, 3-0 now for English, the batter for Alma. And that one's in there for a called strike.
Yeah, the catcher, I just watched the video 3 times. The catcher never moved from the line.
That one is hit down, foul past the third base dugout. Full count now for English. And that one's high, and he will take a base. Ball 4. Comes the lefty, Curd. 0 for 1. Shows bunt. Pulls it back in time. 1-0 now.
Aaron being a lefty, he's got to cover that right side.
Shows bunt again. That one, Holland fields it, gets over to second, and called safe.
Well, the problem was it was a great read by Holland. Holland had him, but there was nobody covering second base. Morgan and Webb both were standing behind it. If Morgan is on second base acting like a first baseman, you've got an out at second base. I know Coach may tell him, look, the play was at first, but you also have the discretion of if you think you can get him, but you better be sure you get him.
Yeah.
But the middle infielders weren't there.
Mm-hmm.
He gets him, correct, if Morgan's on the base.
Yep. And Taylor throws first pitch to Daly high for ball 1.
Need a ground ball right here.
Runners at first and second. That one's 2-0.
Taylor with a walk and then a bunt. And then now can't find the zone. He's got to get calmed down and settle down. He gets the high strike. Well, he gets the high ball called for a strike.
2-1 now.
Just we're back and through that one, yeah. I'd throw it again. I think Daly would be looking for off speed. I think you kind of got him guessing a little bit.
2-2. Here comes the pitch from Taylor.
Throws it. Got him. And that changes the complexion now. You know, you waited. You didn't bunt him over. You wanted your power hitter to try to find a gap. He strikes out. Now you've got 1 out. Now a ground ball can be 2, and you get out of the inning, and maybe the momentum shifts our way. You got a lefty up at the plate in the pitcher, Cash Wilson.
Wilson 0 for 1 as well today. Runner in scoring position out at second, 1 over at first. 1 out.
Good pitch.
Outside.
Yep.
1-0. Ty did a good job of blocking that one as it took him down the third baseline a little bit.
Yeah, English is another one. Him and Ty have played together before. He knows Ty will not be shy to throw the ball. Swing and a miss. 2-1 now for English.
Or Wilson, excuse me. You said English, and English
Sorry,
is out
yeah,
a second.
Discombobulated you.
Got me thinking a different thing. Taylor checks on the runners, and he'll pitch and fire. Swing and a miss for Wilson. 2-2 now. 1 out, 2 on. That one's towards short. Holland fields it. Gets a throw over to first to record the out. Pushes the runners around to second and third now.
Good play by Holland. Wilson got some speed, slapping it and then running down from that left side, that left batter's box. Holland does a good job, gives it right in the chest to Campbell, who's able to come off. And he was thinking about throwing behind the runner, but the runner didn't get too far off third. Now you got 2 outs, 2 runners in scoring position. Now, it goes to this batter right here, which is...
That's Michael Taylor.
Michael Taylor.
Yep.
He had a big hit for him yesterday. Got out of that one.
That one snagged by Morgan. And the threat is over. We'll be back in a few minutes. You're watching Greenwood High School Baseball. Here we come back to the top of the fifth. Aaron Taylor now at the plate for the Bulldogs. First swing and foul tip.
There you go. I can't see the batter.
Taylor steps back in.
Taylor can help himself out, get something started here.
That one's outside. 1-1 now for Aaron Taylor. Outside again, 2-1.
Taylor refusing to leave the box.
Even further out, 3-1.
I'm sure you have Parker Branton be the courtesy runner for him. Alma had their chance last inning. Let's see if Greenwood could get some base runners on, no outs, and see what they can get done. And there he is. And we talked about it. It's going to come down to the little things. It's just been a slow boxing match, you know, more like Rocky 1 as opposed to Rocky 3, you know, where you're just kind of taking some hits but not really doing anything, jabbing.
Right.
So, of course, Paulo Creed's not out there right now.
No. Branton on to run for Taylor. And that brings Wyatt Fry to the plate.
This is huge. He gets back to the top of the lineup. I'd look for him to bunt it, and you've got Campbell and Holt, two of your better hitters' chances to bring him in. Doesn't catch it out in front of the plate. Bat too far back.
0-1 now on the bunt foul.
I'd look for him probably to do it again. If he can bunt it to the first baseman, it gives you a chance. I think he's going to stay back. I think the third baseman's going to crash. The pitcher's going to cover the left side. He falls to that side anyway. Strike. He took a strike. Now he's 0-2. Coach has been known to bunt anyway with 2 strikes. These are big moments for these young guys.
And Fry goes down 1, 2, 3 on bunts. And here comes the top of the lineup with Jaden Campbell. It's 0 for 2.
And I don't disagree with Coach. I mean, you've got to bunt him over. You got your 9-hole up. He's at the top of your lineup coming up. And that's why you bunt in practice, so you can get it down.
That one called strike.
Almost got a little action in the bullpen. Looks like maybe Green. Yes, he did. Ooh, they're going to check him.
They say he didn't.
I don't even know if they appealed to the outside, but it was close. From this angle, I saw his hands go in front of the base or front of the plate, but I mean, I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad they didn't call it.
Right, 1-1 now for Campbell. 1 out, 1 on.
You know, when you do the coaches have a stopwatch. One thing the first click is when the pitcher starts his movement to home, and if he has a high leg kick, you can steal a lot of times off the pitcher. Wilson does not. He does a slide step. He is quick to home. So then if you stole, it'd have to be 100% on the catcher. As we see another ball in the dirt, make it 3-1. Another ball. Yep. Where'd that go? Were you watching that? Where was it?
Low and out.
Okay. That's on the catcher then setting up too far out because it looked like it split the catcher down the middle.
2 straight walks for Wilson. And that brings Ty Holt to the plate.
Daly's up on the grass. First base. Now he's going to go behind the runner. They're going to look to turn 2.
Branton with a decent lead out at second. Here comes the pitch. Over but low. That one hit towards third, makes the out and the double play.
Hold it into a double play.
One stranded, still no scores. That one's for Joe Buffkin out there at center. Going into the bottom of the fifth, we'll be back here in a minute. Greenwood High School. Coming back into the bottom of the fifth here in Greenwood Sports Center. Pearson Howell to lead off for the Airedales.
Taylor at 58 pitches, thrown 40 for strikes. Done well at filling up the zone. Ball hit high in the sky to Cole.
And he's got it, makes the out. Here comes Kyle Peters now. With one away. Swing and a miss. Strike one.
You know, it's a shame Taylor's pitched well enough to keep us in this spot, and Greenwood offense just has kind of let him down.
That one hit towards first. Campbell fields it, makes the tag on the bag, and makes the out. Unassisted.
Curd, number 17, up for Alma. He's their 9-hole. He'd like to get the top of the lineup up with 2 outs. Curd has their only hit.
That one hit towards second. Webb fields it, gets it over to first to record the out and end the top of the 6th inning. Cole, Zitzman, and Webb due up for Greenwood when we come back. Greenwood High School Baseball. Welcome back. Jackson Cole up for the Bulldogs. It'll be Cole, Zitzman, and Webb due up. Wilson still on the bump for the Airedales. He's at 76 pitches. That one's over but low.
Cole on fire as late. Had a big hit late yesterday. Change up. Cole steps out.
That one's inside, called strike one. In there for called strike two. 1-2 now for Cole.
I've seen 2 off speed.
Said he did.
I don't think it was close.
That'll bring the lefty Zitzman up to the plate.
That's why you have a 2-man crew, so unless you can definitively see it, which I don't think he definitively went, you ask for help. All right? Let the catcher ask for help. And then the guy down the first baseline that's got a perfect view of the hands in the front of the plate can see if it crossed the front of the plate.
Inside, 1-0 now. One away here in the top of the 6th. Zitzman turned on that one. Right to the pitcher and over to Daly at first for the 1-3 putout.
Both pitchers are throwing one-hitters. Cooper's got the only hit for the Bulldogs. Their 9-hole. Carson Curd has the only hit for Alma. Been a pitcher's duel.
Here's Cooper Webb. And that one's in there for a called strike.
Yep, curveball for a strike. These batters are just not going to see fastballs. Another curveball coming here from Wilson.
And that one misses outside, 1-1 now.
Now you're going to get a 4, which is probably his change-up or slider.
Inside, 2-1.
You might see a fastball here. This will be a hitter's count. Nope. We're going to see another change-up. Right down the middle.
2-2 now. 2 outs. Deuce is wild.
And then here comes another curveball.
And they'll throw it down to first to complete the out with no hits. Bottom of the 6th coming up. And a line of zeros out there on the scoreboard, Keith.
Both teams are running out of time. I mean, we talked about both teams get into their bullpen. You've kind of got something going, but neither pitcher's even close, I don't think.
Wilson at 86 pitches.
So he might, if you can force a little bit longer inning, you might see him be done. Well, that would be done because that's the 7th. So
And Taylor with 63.
Taylor's been really efficient. So that the pitching number battle is going to go to Greenwood right now. But, you know, the only number that matters is who can score first. I mean, you're talking about Greenwood's down to 3 outs. You've got Alma. They're the home team. They're down to 6. You saw Greenwood walk off and win it yesterday. You know, Alma is going to be close to doing the same. Yeah, I'm looking. You're looking at.
I'm looking at
Greenwood's, and I'm looking at Alma's. That's why they have a hit and I guess that would be the one to Webb that they gave, I'm guessing. They gave that hit, maybe. Because I have two. I have a hit by Greenwood and a hit by Alma.
Well, it would show a hit in their column. I'm thinking it's the one that we recorded as an error on the throw to second.
You think they gave that a hit?
I believe that Alma gave that a hit.
Okay.
So there's some disagreement on whether or not, and you and I kind of talked about that off air, that didn't really think that that was an error.
But just technical for scoring in baseball, the baseball world, it is. It's just, who do you have to give it to? Well, you can't say that the shortstop wasn't there, so it'd have to fall to Holland.
Right.
And it stinks because I feel like he made the right choice going to second. I feel like if the shortstop or second baseman was there, you get an out, you get the lead runner.
Right. And here comes Driscoll to the plate. He's their leadoff. And he turns on one, and Morgan fields it at short, makes the throw over to first for the out. 6-3. And that's how Aaron Taylor has so many fewer pitches, is he's pitching to contact a little bit more and letting his defense get behind him.
And they've made a few plays. I mean, they've been early. Holland's made a couple running that slow roller up towards shortstop. He fielded. See him get ahead with another curveball to English. Up in the count, 0-1. Another curveball, swung and missed.
Sounded like he might have got a piece of it.
He's just kind of gotten a rhythm that I would be shocked if this wasn't a high fastball. He's kind of gotten a rhythm where he goes curve, fastball.
And that one right into the glove of Morgan at short. And here comes Camden Curd. He's their right fielder today. And he's 0 for 2. Here comes the pitch. That one's fouled straight back.
Again, Aaron Taylor's really pitched a gem. It's just a shame he's got 0 run support.
That one hit right up the middle, and that'll get down for a base hit.
It's going to happen. Let it happen with 2 outs. Now you got Big Easton Daly, a power stick. Winds died down a little, still blowing across to the right field corner.
Sun kind of poking its head out from some clouds, but not too bad.
Whoever's number 11 for Alma has thrown 2 complete games down there in the bullpen. He's been down there for about 4 innings. We see him get ahead with a low fastball. I think that caught Daly off guard. I think he's been fed a steady diet of curveballs and finally gets a first pitch fastball. Gets another fastball. Can't catch up to it.
Fouled that one straight back. 0-2 now for Daly.
Now you got to think he's thinking curveball, and you got to go with a high fastball. You just got to make sure it's high enough.
Taylor checks on the runner over at first, kicks and fires, and that's high. Holt throws it down, and he's got him.
Good call.
Curd gets hosed trying for second. Brewer, Holland, and Taylor due up for the Bulldogs when we come back. You're watching Greenwood High School Baseball. Top of the 7th coming up for the Bulldogs. Brewer, Holland, and Taylor due up. Brewer the lefty, Holland right, Taylor left, and Wilson on the mound, a lefty for Alma.
You know what that did for Alma, too, is that leaves Daly, probably one of their slowest runners. He's the leadoff now. Mm-hmm. So you think if he gets on base, they'll pinch run for him. You like to have seen him, what he could do with the runner on base, because he's got enough power to find a gap.
This one's lifted up and over towards the left field side, hits the parking lot. Oh and 1 now for the lefty.
A lot of room down that right field line if he can pull something. First, the right fielder's up.
That one is straight back towards center, and it is caught for the out by Michael Taylor, center fielder for Alma.
It's a good barrel, just too high.
Too high. The trajectory got caught in the wind.
The launch angle was proportionally inverse to the angle of the dangle.
Here comes Holland now. Senior third baseman for the Bulldogs. Here comes the pitch. And it is ripped right up the middle. Second baseman got a glove on it. Can Holland beat it out? He cannot.
Great play by the second baseman. I thought off the bat that was a hit for sure. Dives, gets up, makes a good throw. Nothing you can do about that.
That's Lester out at second. I don't believe we've seen him in the lineup, so.
He's been DH4 by Pierce.
Here comes Taylor. And that one's outside, 1-0.
That's not going to get the pitch count up to where we'd like to see it to get rid of Wilson.
That one's in there for a called strike.
That puts him at 94 pitches. Early in the season, this is a big game for Alma. If they can't afford to fall behind 0-2.
This one's lifted up and out of play over our heads. One and two now. Two and two now. As the 6:30 train is right on time.
Sure is. 6:30.
Aaron hits this one right up the middle, and that one got away from the second baseman, and Taylor is on.
We're probably going to give that a hit, but after the play that the second baseman made on Holland, I would think that one would have been a little bit easier.
Yeah.
It was a backhand side. The shortstop almost made a play. It wasn't like it was a scorcher up the middle, but they'll give Aaron a hit on it. Good job of him being a pitcher and coming up and helping his cause in the 7th inning with 2 outs.
Wyatt Fry comes to the plate now. Branton on the run for Aaron Taylor. I'll spit it out once I get done chewing on it. Looked a little outside, called strike one.
Yeah, Fry's just in his head. Ever since the bunt, he was asked to bunt with 2 strikes. He's not happy.
And that one in there, called strike. Wilson checks on the runner over at first and fires. This one is going to get through the 3-4 gap, and Branton's going to come in safely to third. Now we've got runners at the corners for Bulldogs.
Man, that was a big hit for you. Me and you talked about earlier how Fry's barreled up balls, and maybe he just needed to get a little mad. Yeah. That was a hard hit, and he was tensed up enough to where he was late enough, but he hit it hard just to the throwing side of the second baseman. Now anything can happen. You've got a pass ball.
Here comes Campbell. We're back at the top of the lineup for the Bulldogs with 2 runners on, 2 out.
You might see him leave early. That gets you, if you get to the next inning, you get your top of your lineup up. Go.
There is that ball you were asking for, and the Bulldogs squeeze one across. I'm going to call it a wild pitch.
Wild pitch. It's not the catcher's fault. Better late than never, huh?
Yeah. And during all of that commotion, Fry slipped over to second. 1-0 the count for Campbell.
That moves him to the 100-pitch mark. So Wilson's at 100 pitches. This may be his last batter. You think early in the season, that's a lot of pitches when you're talking about Steel March.
Mm-hmm.
Now I say that. I know there's a debate. We don't know what work he's done, what bullpens he's done, but it's still a lot of pitches. 100, you get to 100 to 108.
That one's high. 2-0 now. You go back a couple innings and you talk about their bullpen over there that had pitched nearly an entire game in the bullpen. So
he did. I'm sure he's loose. They called him down there to get ready.
That one squirted away. Fry trying for third. Can he get there? He does. The ball got away. And here he comes now for home. And he is in safely. 2 runs scored now here in the top of the 7th for the Bulldogs on careless play by the Airedales.
My dad used to say he'd rather be lucky than good any day. Greenwood used a little bit of both here in the last inning.
Yes.
And it's 3-0. I still would think at 102, he's kind of lost it a little bit. His velocity's down. Now say that he throws one right down the middle for a fastball.
Right. 3-1 now.
I had to apologize to Jake's mom earlier because I was talking about how he was a strike thrower last night, and I jinxed him. I'm just
3-2 now, as Campbell did kind of a check swing, and it caught the bat.
First time I've seen Coach Brewer smile a little bit.
And that one's high, and he has walked Campbell, and that'll bring Holt to the plate.
I don't think this is going to be a conversation. He may ask him how he feels, but I really feel like at 105 pitches, this is going to be it. And you're going to see a pinch runner. Campbell's fast, but not as fast as McCaleb. McCaleb's probably the fastest on the team. You are going to see Wilson trudge off after Wilson threw a gem. You know, you hate it that, golly, he pitched really well. Taylor with 2 outs gets a hit, sneaks it through the infield. He gets a hit, and then how did he get to second?
The
pass ball. Fry had a hit. Yeah, Fry gets a hit. So he goes from first to third. So that's how it all gets started. I mean, That was our 3rd hit of the game. Is that right?
I believe that's right. Let's look. Yep, 3 hits.
And 2 of them in the 7th inning, 2 by sophomores. I mean, and Fry got the position. He wasn't like when you pencil in, like, who are we going to play in September? He was kind of a non-factor. He earned his way there. You'd watch batting practice, and you'd see a kid flying and diving in batting practice to catch balls, and you're like, wow, that kid can play outfield. And then you watch him hit, and he just competes, and he barrels, and he barrels, and he barrels. And so, Fry's really stepped it up big time and been an asset. And kind of a pleasant surprise. He's been kind of one of those guys that Coach says it every year, who's going to be the surprise? And I think, Fry's a pleasant surprise. And you got to give it to Aaron. Aaron has not been rattled. You know, there was one little hiccup after the collision at home, and we didn't score. I think he walked one. They got a couple base runners, but he settled himself down and has done great. I mean, he's really...
And this is Green for Alma.
We knew it would be Green. Green hadn't thrown a lot of innings, but he's their next guy that's thrown in the big games. Taylor's at 71 pitches, thrown 6 innings. 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. And you're going to ask Taylor to go back out 1 more inning, throw about 12 more pitches.
So here comes Holt with the new pitcher. And he'll settle into the batter's box, and away we go. 2 outs, 1 on. That's McCaleb. Swing and a miss.
It's not a great approach.
0-1 for Holt.
I'll throw a changeup or a slider here.
That one's in there for a called strike. 0-2 now for Holt. McCallop, the runner for Jaden Campbell, over at first.
Going away.
He'll go, and that one is lifted towards left, and it is caught. And that will end the top of the 7th with 2 runs squeezed across. 2-0. Greenwood over Alma. So it'll be Daly up, and then I'm assuming Green has assumed Wilson's spot, and Taylor for Alma.
Wilson came out. Wilson's one of their better hitters, and I'd be shocked if they didn't at least re-enter him to hit. And then, of course, you burn Green in case you do tie it, but you don't tie it if you don't hit.
That's true.
So you got Daly, and they have a different bat on deck.
It's either Wilson or Green. And then Taylor due up.
You got 35 and 13. Yeah, I think Wilson. Who's the lefty? Staring at us right there. What's his number?
Well, lefty could be Wilson, 35.
Yep, so that's Wilson.
Yep.
So we're going to re-enter Wilson because your DH was hitting for Curd, so you can't change that. So if you do tie it, Green's got to come out. Taylor's such a left-handed pitcher.
Mm-hmm. Lester is who's being DH'd for, the second baseman.
That's right. So Lester is, but he's still out there.
Mm-hmm.
And Wilson went out, so you burn Green, though. So Green's done pitching. And we see number 7 getting loose in case they tie it. Get the first one. The first out's the hardest. You started Daly off last time with a fastball. Now you bring a curveball, back leg curveball, almost hits his back leg. I would think with a run, you challenge him. You're up 2 runs, you can get 1 to spare. Gets him to pop up to first base side.
Campbell's on it, and he makes the grab right over at the fence.
It's all right. Throw that ball away. It's amazing how we get a little bit of energy now in the 7th inning when we're up 2.
Here comes the former pitcher now re-entered for batting. That one is lifted towards center. Fry's on his horse. And he makes the dive and catch.
Nope.
No, it squirted out of his glove.
Great effort. I think it came out when he hit the ground. I think it was in his glove. Is that what you saw? That it was in his glove, and then as he hits the ground, it pops out. He never really made it to the pocket. But, golly, not too many guys even make it there.
What an effort. And Sammy Moore will come in and run for Wilson.
And now Wilson is officially burned as well.
So here comes Michael Taylor. He is the tying run with one out. One on. Taylor checks on the runner and fires. Swing and a miss, Taylor. Michael, that is. 0-1. Over but low. 1-1 now. Taylor fires. Swing and a miss by Michael Taylor. 1-2 now.
Good life for this fastball late. You got to see life from fastballs after 70 pitches. Nice. 1-2 count. Uh-oh. Sorry. My bad.
This one's lifted straight up. And Holt makes the grab.
I never saw the ball. Did you see it?
I never lost it.
I saw everybody stared at Tide. I saw him turn around. I never saw the ball.
It went well above the lights that have come on here. 2 away with 1 on for Alma. Here is the last chance for them, Pearson Howell. That one's outside. 1-0.
Their coach having to make sure the runner at first doesn't get too far off with Ty back there.
That one gets away from him. And Moore will squeeze around to second base.
Well, the rule is and I didn't know this. I when saw a catching clinic is you can't expect the catcher to block spiked fastballs. It's something pitchers shouldn't spike them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to put that on Ty. That was tough. A little late.
That one's fouled back into the fence. 2-1 now.
Yeah, he's late. Cooper's going to have to cover that hole over there. That run means nothing.
That one over to Webb, and it gobbled him up. And it'll get out to the center field. Fry comes up with it. And Moore comes across to put Alma on the board here in the bottom of the first with 2 outs.
You know, you got to chest that up no matter what. That ball's got to stay in front of you. It was hard hit, but Cooper didn't play it right in front of him. Kind of played it to the side a little bit.
Two outs, and here is Peters. 0 for 2 today. Swung on, fouled back into the padding.
They get a pinch runner at first. They did, didn't
Yes. Number 14. Swung on, strike 2.
You think anything down the line, they're going to try to score him from first with 2 outs.
Fouled up over the press box.
I said the first is the hardest to get. I may have overstepped it. Maybe the last out is the hardest to get.
I've often thought that.
It's maybe both of them are pretty hard, but right now this one's the hardest. Oh. Good job by Taylor. Taylor wants that ball. Yeah, he's going to check it. He's going to have him check it. Ooh. And that was the problem yesterday. What we talked about yesterday when they had that problem and the guy in the field was calling time. The ball had hit the fence, and they wanted the ball checked. And so he's calling time before Mason Moore ever pitches the ball.
Mm-hmm. And this one's foul toward the third base side.
There's a standing theory. The longer you can stay at the plate, the more it goes in the batter's favor. The more balls you can foul off. I hope I'm wrong.
Peters the go-ahead, tying run at first.
Got it.
Swing and a miss, and that's the ball game.
It's a good game. We were in control the entire time. Greenwood, from the very beginning, had the aura that they were going to win this game. Mm-hmm. No, none of that's true. This was a game that came down to basically it was just pure baseball at the end. A good base hit, an error, good base running. A guy goes down 0-2. Fry hits the ball, gets him first and third. And then a simple pass ball. We saw Wilson be awesome. He drops a curveball into the dirt. Kerr does a good job of blocking it. Just kind of gets away from him. We score our first run, and then it just kind of falls apart after that.
Yeah. It was a good game tonight for the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs clinched the series between Alma, home and away. So Bulldogs now 2-0 in conference play. They'll have Fayetteville on Thursday night at home. And then spring break, of course, going down to Little Rock for the Little Rock Invitational.
That was Coach wanted it to be a gauntlet like this. Oh wow! So I'm going to tell you when we go over the next few games of this schedule, you're going to say if people keep up with high school baseball, this is crazy. So you have Fayetteville, Lake Hamilton, Valley View, which is the number 1 team in the state, Robinson Senators. And then you have 2 more conference games against Russellville, which is 3rd in the state overall.
Right.
And then Rogers Mounties, who beat last night, didn't they beat Fayetteville?
I think that's right.
Either one of the Rogers teams. So, I mean, you've got a gauntlet that Greenwood's going to go through here. I mean, if you're looking at the schedule and you're seeing Greenwood's young, you hope to get 2 wins out of that.
Right.
So, good job for Coach for challenging them. But if you want to watch some good baseball, tune in. See what you can see because Greenwood's going to have it the next week and a half.
2-1 your final here from Alma and Crawford County in the bottoms. We'll see you Thursday night back at home, 5 o'clock first pitch against the Fayetteville Bulldogs as they come to town to challenge the Greenwood Bulldogs. It'll be a non-conference game. We should have that up on Greenwood Sports Center. But come on out to the ballpark if you're able. Should be nice weather, and hope to see you soon. Keith, thank you so much.
Sean, thanks for having me.
And you have been watching Greenwood High School Baseball.